'Twas merely the wind, said Levi. And that's all we needed to know. It was pollution. Wow. Intense. Anyway, hi everybody. I gotta turn down my music a little bit over here, which means I'll turn it up on the back end. It's time to get sleepy, or body double, or fold laundry, or whatever you need to do, y'all. Because it is the after hours reading room time, and that's okay. And we're happy to be here. So, thank you for joining. We're on book 7, past the halfway point. I was about to say of Dante's Inferno. I'm like, no, bitch, we're not reading the Inferno or Paradiso right now. That'll be next. No, we're on book 7 of Paradise Lost, meaning Raphael is still telling Adam the story of the fall, and we just cast out a bunch of fucking angels and had that great discussion about how God was like, yeah, bitch, I already know what's gonna happen, and my Nepo baby son, I'm gonna have you go and conquer shit, because that's good. And then Raphael warned these human mortal creatures that I just created, like, a couple weeks ago, that if you fall for his bullshit, then it's your fault, and I will cast you out just like I cast them out too, motherfucker. Yeah, it's been fun. So now, yes, Stacy from marketing was not filling in for the Son of God. Stacy from marketing is voicing Son of God. Just need you to know that. Stacy from marketing will be now the voice of God, or the voice of the Son of God, for like the rest of the series. Because if anyone's a Nepo baby, it's Stacy from marketing. Maybe. So book 7, and I'll of course read the introduction, is now like, how the world was created for your glory. And we're probably going to praise God for like 25 lines. And then be like, oh, look, I have brought these bountiful fruits. And they'll be like, yeah, we like your fruits, Eve. And then probably betray someone. We'll see. As always, the soundboard is open. Thank you, everyone who subbed, hyped, bitsed, ordered drinks, etc. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. And thank you for coming to the dulcet tones reading session. All right, book 7, as a note, just double checking the line count, is actually a very short book. So we might do 2 books tonight. It's only 640 poetry lines. Oh my god, the hype train! Oh, nice! Look what we got! Hey, Shadow. Look at that chill guy. So yes, the cozy soundboard is on. That's what we try to do. So, yeah. You just got in at the right moment, Shadow. Hopefully everyone has their drinks. I've kind of already put Henry to sleep, though he's kind of woken up a little bit right now. Today I am enjoying an actual Henry's hojicha, so it'll be fantastic. Get your drinks, real or digital. Grab your stuffies, grab your plushies, grab your pixelated and or real significant others. Yes, Henry, don't glare at me. It's okay, you can go to sleep, bud. Yeah. What happened, Shadow? What ate your bits? Nom nom? No bits eating? Is Twitch being bad? Let us murder Twitch. Yes. Twitch murder. I don't know. Oh. Here, I will. Who did you order your hot chocolate with? I will. Weird. I'll have to look into it, but I will run a delicious hot chocolate for you. Yeah. Let me see. I can look at past orders. Hang on. Is everything breaking? That would be bad. It does not seem that you ordered a hot chocolate on my transactions list, but you can have a Henry Hojicha because doop. In your honor, Shadow. Meow. You get a Henry. Okay. Everybody buckle up. Also, all of channel points are open. There is a cherub Satan in there, and I think Stacy from marketing, but if not, get cozy. Get that existential chamomile, because May, that's what today fucking is. All right. Oh yeah, and we let Stacy read the narration. Okay, instead of Stacy doing the narration opening Levi, it will be Cherub Satan. Okay? So, welcome to Book 7. Here is the argument.
Raphael, at the request of Adam, relates how and wherefore this world was first created. That God, after expelling of Satan and his angels out of heaven, declared his pleasure to create another world, because he's a dick, and other creatures to dwell therein. Sends his son with glory and attendance of angels to perform the work of creation in 6 days. Because, God doesn't respect a 40-hour work week, and he just kind of works that way. The angels celebrate with hymns the performance thereof and his reascension into heaven.
That's Cherub Satan. I don't think you were here for Cherub Satan in book 2. Okay. Basically, in book 2 or 3, Lucifer / Satan transforms into a classic cherub. I have the cute little twirls on my hair, and I have cute puffy little wings, and look at my big cheeks. And he flies up to Uriel, and he's like, "Hey, bro, can you tell me where the humans are? I swear to God, I'm not deceiving you." And so that's my Cherub Satan voice. Okay. This is a very unhinged reading of Paradise Lost, if you guys haven't realized that. I hope it entertains you and puts you to sleep. If anyone asks, this will be my voice acting reel. All right. Here we go. The actual poetry. Look, poetry. Epic. Descend from heaven, Urania, by that name, if rightly thou art called, whose voice divine following. Above the Olympian hill I soar, above the flight of Pegsian wing, the meaning, not the name I call. For thou, nor of the Muses 9, nor on the top of the old Olympus dwellest, but heavenly born. Before the hills appeared, or fountain flowed, thou with eternal wisdom didn't converse. Wisdom thy sister, and with her didst play in presence of the Almighty Father, pleased with thy celestial song. Upled by thee into the heaven of heavens I have presumed, an earthly guest, and drawn imperial air, thy tempting, with like safety guided down, return me to my native element, lest from this flying steed unreined, as once Belpharon threw from a lower clime, dismounted on the Elean field I fall, erroneous there to wander, and forlorn. Half yet remains unsung, but narrow bound within this visible diurnal sphere, standing on earth, not wrapped above the pole, more safe I sing with mortal voice, unchanged to hoarse or mute, though fallen on evil days though fallen, and evil tongues. In darkness and with dangers compassed round, and solitude, yet not alone, while thou visitest my slumbers nightly, or when morn purples the east, still govern thou my song. Urania, and fit audience find, though few, but drive far off the barbarous dissonance of Bacchus and his revellers, the race of that wild rout that tore the Scalacian bard and I just want to say, you sporty bard! where woods and rocks had ears to rapture, till the ravaged clamor drowned both harp and voice, nor could the muse defend her son. So fall not thou, on thee implores, for thou art heavenly, she an empty dream. Say, goddess, what ensued when Raphael, the affable archangel, had forewarned Adam by dire example to beware apostate, by what befell in heaven to those apostates, lest like befall in paradise to Adam or his race, charged not to touch the indirect tree, if they transgress and slight that sole command so easily obeyed, amid the choice of all taste else to please their appetite through wandering. He, with his consorted Eve, the story heard attentive, and was filled with admiration and deep muse to hear of things so high and strange, things to their thoughts so unimaginable as hate and heaven and war so near the peace of God and bliss with such confusion. But the evil soon driven back, redounded as a flood on those with whom it sprung, impossible to mix with blessedness. Whence Adam soon repealed the doubts that in his heart arose, and now led on, yet sinless, with desire to know what nearer might concern him, how this world of heaven and earth conspicuous first began, when and whereof created, and for what cause, what within Eden or without was done before his memory. As one whose drought yet scarce allayed still eyes the current stream, whose liquid murmur heard new thirst excites, proceeded thus to ask his heavenly guest. Great things and full of wonder in our ears, far differing from this world, thou hast revealed, divine interpreter, by favor sent down from the Empyrean to forewarn us timely of what might else be our loss, unknown, which human knowledge could not reach, for which the infinitely good we owe immortal thanks, and his admonishment received, with solemn purpose to observe immutably his sovereign will, the end of what we are. But since thou hast vouchsafed gently for our instruction to impart things above earthly thought, which yet concerned our knowing, as to highest wisdom seemed, deign to descend now lower and relate what may no else perhaps avail us known, how first began this heaven, which we behold distant so high, with moving fires adorned innumerable, and this which fields and yields and fills all space, the ambient air wide infused, embracing round this florid earth. What caused move the Creator in his holy rest through all eternity so late to build in chaos? And the work begun, how soon absolved, if unforbid thou mayest unfold what we, not to explore the secrets, ask of his eternal empire, but the more to magnify his works, the more we know. And the great light of day yet wants to run much of his race, though steep suspense in heaven held by thy voice, thy potent voice. He hears, and longer will delay to hear thee tell his generations the rising birth of nature and the apparent deep. Or, if the star of evening and the moon haste to thy attendance, night with her will bring silence, and sleep, listening to thee, will watch. Or we can bid his absence till thy song end, dismiss thee ere the morning shine. Thus Adam his illustrious guest besought, and thus the godlike angel answered mild. This also thy request, with caution asked, obtain. Though to recount almighty works, what words or tongue of seraph can suffice, or heart of man suffice to comprehend? Yet what thou canst attain, which best may serve to glorify the Maker and infer thee also happier, shall not be withheld thy hearing. Such commission from above I have received, to answer thy desire of knowledge within bounds, beyond abstain to ask, nor let thine own interventions hope things not revealed, which the invisible King only omniscient hath suppressed in night to none communicable in earth or heaven. Enough is left besides to search and know. But knowledge is as food, and needs no less her temperance over appetite to know in measure what the mind may well contain, oppresses else with surfeit, and soon turns wisdom to folly, as nourishment to wind. Thank you, I do actually need to hydrate. And, like, swallow. He's like, you're allowed to know enough, as long as you worship his ass knowing this much. God damn it, Raphael, don't be a dick. Know then that after Lucifer fell from heaven, so call him brighter once amidst the hosts of angels than the star of stars among, fell with his flaming legions through the deep into his place, the great sun returned victorious with his saints. The omnipotent eternal Father from his throne beheld their multitude, and thus his son, as Stacy from marketing, spake. Guys ready? Stacy's gonna get it on. This cracks me up that it works so well, by the way. At least our envious foe hath failed, who thought all like himself rebellious, but whose aid this inaccessible highest strength, the seat of deity supreme, us disposed. He trusted to have seized, and into fraud drew many, whom their place knows here no more, yet far the greater part have kept, I see, their station. Heaven, yet populous, retains number sufficient to possess her realms though wide, and this high temple to frequent with ministries due to solemn rites. But lest his heart exalt him in the harm already done to have dispeopled heaven, may damage fondly deemed, I can repair that detriment, if such it be to lose self-lost, and in moment will create another world, one of one man, a race of men innumerable there to dwell, not here, like my God, till by degrees of merit raised, they open to themselves at length the way up hither, under long obedience tried, and earth be changed to heaven, and like heaven to earth, one kingdom, joy and union without end. Meanwhile, inhibit lax, ye powers of heaven, and thou, my word, begotten son, by thee this I perform. Sorry, this is actually God talking, but it works way better as Stacy. My bad. I'm not changing it. I'm just going to keep going. And thus, my word, begotten son, by thee this I perform. Speak thou, and be it done, bitch. My overshadowing spirit might help with thee I send along. Ride forth, fuckers, ride forth, and bid the deep within appointed bounds be heaven and earth. Boundless the deep, because I am who fills infitude nor viscacious the space, though I unsubscribed myself retire, because I'm a broke-ass bitch who lets other people do my work for me, and put not forth my goodness, which is free to act or not. Necessity and chance approach not me, and what I will is fate. So spake the Almighty. I gotta tap out for a second, I'm sorry. I like to imagine heaven is a mean, or God is a mean girl in heaven. Like, bitch, I will make it. Just, oh, it's so good. I'm sorry, I'm a bad person. Okay, so everybody take a drink. I need a moment. Yeah, basically, angry Stacy is gone. I think I already put Mama to sleep. Stacy from marketing is my best accident. Also, my lamp just like died, so I had to turn it on mid-reading. So this is fun. Had to turn on the other one. All right. So sleepy but not asleep. This is the voice of God. Get fucked, bitch. There you go. That's a clip. Okay. So spake the Almighty, and to what he spake his word, the filial Godhead gave effect. Immediate are the acts of God, more swift than time or motion, but to human ears cannot without process of speech be told, so told as earthly notion can receive. Great triumph and rejoicing was in heaven. Great, yay. Triumph, rejoice, yeah. Glory they sung to the Most High. Goodwill to future men, fuck yeah, and in their dwellings. Peace be with you, bitches. Glory to him whose just avenging ire had driven out the ungodly from his sight, and the inhabitants of the just. To him glory and praise, whose wisdom had ordained good out of evil to create, instead of spirits malign, a better race to bring into their vacant room, and thence diffuse his good to worlds and ages infinite. Wow, that sounds fucked if I'd ever heard it. Hey, buddies. I just cast out my bad children. Let's go make some new good ones. That seems a little fucked. So sang the hierarchies. Meanwhile, the sun on his great expedition, number 33, now appeared, girt with omnipotence, with radiance crowned of majesty divine, sapience and love immense, and all his Father in him shone. About his chariot numberless were poured cherub and seraph, potentates and thrones and virtues, winged spirits and chariots winged, from the armory of God, where stand of old myriads between two brazen mountains lodged against a solemn day, harnessed at hand, celestial equipage, and now came forth spontaneous, from within them spirit lived, attendant on their Lord. Heaven opened wide her ever-during gates, harmonious sound on golden hinges moved, basically saying that we used a lot of WD-40 in a spiritual way, and the gates were fine to let forth the King of Glory in his powerful word, and spirit coming to create new worlds. On heavenly ground they stood, and from the shore they viewed the vast, immeasurable abyss, outrageous as a sea, dark, wasteful, wild, up from the bottom turned by furious winds and surging waves, as mountains to assault heaven's height, and with the center mix the pole. It's like, are you just gonna abandon these children? Oh my god. I feel like I need to do that American thing where we make all villains like British and like read in a really cheesy British accent the narration of God. Oh no. Did you put a TM on Stacy for marketing? Jesus. God. Oh god. Okay. Silence, ye troubled waves, and thou deep peace. I just feel like I should read. I know. I need to work on Stacy merch. Original character, do not steal. Do you guys just want me to like read the creation of Earth as Stacy? Would that help? Oh, because we are gonna get the classic "Let There Be Light." If you guys want, I will do "Let There Be Light." Stacy from marketing creates the world. Let's do that, okay? I'm just gonna have to pause a little more. Stacy's going into overtime. Yes. Okay. This is my gift for the small lines chapter of book 7. What did you clip, Titch? Hang on. I don't even know. I'm listening really quick. This is the voice of God. Get fucked, bitch. Oh my god, that line. Okay. That would make a good ringtone. Okay. Here we go. Stacy's gonna create Earth. Y'all ready? Oh, fuck me. Silence, ye troubled waves, and thou deep peace, said with the omniscient word your discord end, nor stayed but on the wings of cherubim uplifted, in paternal glory rode far into chaos, and the world unborn, for chaos heard his voice. Him all his train followed in bright procession to behold creation and the wonders of his might. They stayed the fervid wheels, and in his hand he took the golden compass, prepared in God's eternal store, to circumscribe the universe and all created things. One foot he centered, and the other turned round, through the vast profundity obscured, and said, Thus far extend, thus far thy bounds, this be thy just circumference, O world. Thus God, the heaven, created, thus the earth, matter unformed and void, darkness profound covered the abyss. And on the watery calm his brooding wings, so broody, the spirit of God outspread, and vital virtue infused, and vital warmth, because bitches don't want to be cold, throughout the fluid mass, but downward purged the black, tartarus, cold, infernal dregs adverse to life, then founded, then conglobed like things to like the rest of several place disparted, because everybody needs like a Janus and a home and all that shit. And between spun out the air, and earth self-balanced on her center hung. Good for you, girl. Anyway, let there be light, said God, and forthwith light ethereal, first of things quintessence pure, sprung from the deep, and from her native east to journey through the airy gloom began, sphered in the radiant cloud, and yet the sun was not. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying so hard not to laugh while I do it. The best part of Stacey is I can add like hilarity of like Stacey's commentary of the creation of Earth. Let there be light, bitches. Like, oh my god. The fuck were you thinking? This is a dark, abysmal place. Like, oh my god, we have to hang curtains on the east side. And then, you know, when the sun rises, bitch, like, open those curtains. Get some of that vitamin D. God, we just need that photosynthesis for the grass. This is just fucked. Yeah. That's how Earth was created, if you were wondering. If you had any questions... God, if my nuns at my Catholic school could hear me now, I'd probably have a goddamn ruler to the back of my hands. It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay, hang on. So there's been light. The sun is rising. Oh yes, I love saying these beautiful things in Valley Girl. You know, old English Valley Girl. So good. Okay. Adjusting my lamp. To journey through the airy gloom began, sphered in a radiant cloud, for yet the sun was not. Like, she in a terrible, cloudy tabernacle sojourned the wild. God saw the light was good, and light from darkness by the hemisphere divided. Light the day, and darkness night. He named. Thus was the first day, even and morn, nor passed uncelebrated, nor unsung by the celestial choirs, when orient light exhaling first from darkness they beheld, birthday of heaven and earth. Fuck yeah, happy birthday, bitch! With joy and shout, the hollow universal orb they filled, and touched their golden harps. Fuck, this must be expensive. And hymning praised God and his works, creator hymn they sung, both when first evening was and when first morn. Again God said, Let there be firmament amid the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament, expansive, liquid, pure, transparent, elemental air, diffused in circuit to the uttermost convex of the great round. Partition firm and sure, the waters underneath from those above dividing, For as earth, so he would the world build a circumference water calm and wide crystalline ocean, and the loud misrules of chaos far removed, lest fierce extremes contagious might distemper the whole frame. And no one wants that shit. When your humors are unbalanced, holy fuck. And heaven he named the firmament, so even the morning chorus sung the second day. Bitch, we have 2 days. The earth was formed, but in the womb as yet of waters, embryon immature involved, appeared not. Over all the face of earth, main ocean flowed, not idle, but with warm, prolific humor, softening all her globe. Fermented the great mother to conceive, satiate with genial moisture. God, that sounds dirty. That was like every English word where you're like, no, ooh. Stacy would throw a great office birthday party. I do have to take at least 1 day break. It's funny because I know how I would read it as like the epic poem. Like Nikki reads epic poem, but having Stacy read epic poem just makes it even funnier, I think. Ah, yes. Nothing like prolific humor softening all of her globe, fermented the great mother to conceive and satiate with genial moisture. It's gonna be my next pickup line. Hey, can you satiate with genial moisture? If not, get fucked. Oh god. I think we've like jumped the shark on reading this, but it's fine. It's fine. I hope this is still lulling all of you to sleep. I don't know if it's working anymore. Okay. Bring it back, Stacy. Oh, May, you would like a namaste, bitches? Pause. Do you want Nikki to do it or Stacy? Genie Moisture, next D&D character. Okay. Let's all take a moment and take a deep breath in. In through your nose, out through your mouth, and think of all the wondrous things of the world where you can watch the sunrise on one side. Let that sunlight bring that vitamin D on your beautiful skin. And on the other side, exhale and close them curtains to the nice, beautiful night of Stacy being like, bitches, get your sleep. Remember to hydrate and use a face mask. So we're gonna breathe in, lift our arms up, breathe out, put your arms down, flap like you've never flapped before, and feel the awesomeness of whatever the fuck is happening. You've never been more engrossed and awake in your life. I'm sorry, Levi. I also can read people's homework out loud if they need it. Stacy wants you to remember to take box breathing, so we're gonna breathe in for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then exhale and hold it for 4. The Pikachu card. Thank you, Ditch. We'll do box breathing with Stacy next time. Okay. Let's see here. I do need to give my voice a little break. And then day 4 can be Stacy, I promise. When God said, "Be gathered now, you waters under heaven into one place, and let dry land appear." Immediately, the mountains huge, god damn it, fucking sightless shadow mountain, appear emergent, and their broad, fuck me, I blame Mama for this. I can't. God. Nikki needs a minute. This is the dirtiest part of the poem. I swear to God. For all you lads players, here, we're gonna make this a secret time. So you guys ready? This is gonna be bad. Oh, we're gonna climb that mountain ditch. Are you ready? The earth was formed, but in the womb of yet of waters, embryon immature evolved, appeared not. Over all the face of earth, main ocean flowed, not idle, but with warm, prolific humor, softening all her globe, fermented the great mother to conceive, satiate with genial moisture. When God said, "Be gathered now, ye waters under heaven, into one place, and let dry land appear," immediately the mountains huge appear emergent, and their broad, bare backs upheave into the clouds. Their tops ascend the sky so high as heaven, the tumid hills, so low down sunk a hollow bottom, broad and deep, capacious bed of waters. Thither they hasted with glad precipice. Earth is a gusher. Uprolled as drops on dust conglobing from the dry, it just gets worse, word after fucking word. Part rise and crystal wall or ridge, direct for haste. Such flight the great command impressed on swift floods. As armies at the call of trumpet, for of armies thou hast heard, troop to their standard, so the watery throng, wave rolling after wave, where way they found. If steep with torrent rapture, if though plain, soft ebbing, nor withstood them rock or hill, but they o'er underground or circuit wide with serpent error wandering, found their way. And on the washy ooze deep channels wore, easy ere God had bid the ground be dry. But all but within those banks where rivers now stream, and perpetual draw their humid train, the dry land, earth, and the great receptacle of congregated waters he called seas, and saw that it was good, and said, let the earth put forth the verdant the verdant grass, herb yielding seed, and fruit tree yielding fruit after her kind, whose seed is in herself upon the earth, he scarce had said, when the bare earth till then desert and bare, unsightly, unadorned. Hey, some people like that, okay, buddy? Don't be mean. Sorry. Sorry. So then desert and bare, unsightly, unadorned, brought forth the tender grass, whose verdure clad her universal face with pleasant green, then herbs of every leaf that suddenly flowered, opening their various colors, and made gay her bosom, smelling sweet. And these scarce blown, forth flourished thick in clustering vine, forth crept the smelling gourd, up stood the corny reed, embattled in her field, and the humble shrub and bush, with frizzled hair implicit. I did not make that line up. Oh my God. Last rose as in dance the stately trees, and spread their branches hung with copious fruit, or gemmed their blossoms with high woods. The hills were crowned with tufts the valley, and each fountain side with borders long the rivers. That earth now seemed like to heaven, a seat where gods might dwell, or wander with delight, or love to haunt her sacred shades. Though God had yet not reigned upon the earth. I can do it, I can get through these last 5 lines. Fuck me. Fuck me. God had not yet reigned upon the earth, and man to till the ground none was. But from the earth a dewy mist went up, and watered all the ground, and each plant of the field, which ere it was the earth God made, and every herb before it grew on the green stem. God saw that it was good, so even and morn recorded the 3rd day. I feel like I just read porn. I'm so sorry. That was like, oh my God. I think everybody everybody needs a cigarette or a drink after that. Jesus. Jesus wasn't even there. Holy cupcakes. I'm so sorry. Yes, everyone hydrate. Everyone do something. Listen to the pornographic reading of The Creation of Earth by fucking John Milton. Open up. It's Jesus. That was almost like trying to watch fucking Silas's idol card. The writer had some issues that they needed to work through. That's an understatement. Okay. I think Stacy can pick up day 4. I think Stacy has to pick up day 4 so I can focus. Sorry. That was not ear cleaning. That was not creating Earth, guys. That was absolutely not creating Earth. That was some mountains, some shadows. Whew. It is perfect time for Stacy. Again, the Almighty spake. Let there be lights high in the expanse of heaven to divide the day from night. And let them be for signs, for seasons, and for days and circling years, and let them be for lights, as I ordain their office in the firmament of heaven. You can find them on the 2nd floor down to the right. Their office is clearly labeled, Office in the Firmament of Heaven, to give lights on the earth, and it was fucking so. And God made 2 great lights, great for their use to man, the greater to have rule by day, to less by night altern, and made the stars, and set them in the firmament of heaven to illuminate the earth, and rule the day and the vicissitude, and rule the night, and light from darkness to divide. God saw, surveying his works, that it was good. Like, goddamn. For of celestial bodies, first the sun, a mighty sphere he framed. Unlightsome first, though, the ethereal mold, then formed the moon, globes, and every magnitude of stars, and sowed with stars the heaven thick as a field. Of light by far the greater part he took transplanted from her cloudy shrine, and placed in the sun's orb, made porous to receive and drink the liquid light, firm to retain her gathered beams, great palace now of light. Hither, bitches, hither, as to their fountain, other stars repairing in their golden urns draw light, and hence the morning planet gilds her horns. By tincture or reflection they augment their small peculiar. Though from heaven's sight and from human sight, so far remote, with diminutive seen. First in the east, the glorious lamp was seen, because, bitch, the sun to you on this fucked up little earth where you are so small and human and tiny looks like a goddamn lamp in the sky, and it is beautifully made, and you really need to respect my fucking works. But you know what? It's cool. We're just gonna refer to it as the glorious lamp and region of the day, and all the horizon round and vested with bright rays. To run his longitude through heaven's high road. The gray dawn and the Pleiades before him danced, shedding sweet influence. Less bright the moon, but opposite and leveled west was set, his mirror with full face borrowing her light from him. For other lights she needed none in that aspect, and still that distant keeps till night. Then in the east her turn she shines, revolved on heaven's great axle, and her reigns with 1,000 lesser lights individual holds, with 1,000 stars, and then appeared spangling in the hemisphere. Then first adorned with her bright luminaries, and set and rose, glad evening and glad morn crowned the 4th day. I gotta Hither, bitches, hithers is probably going to be my favorite. Hither, bitches, hithers. And God said, let the waters generate reptile with spawn abundant, living soul, and let fowl fly above the earth with wings displayed on the open firmament of heaven. And God created the great whales, thick and loved by sharks, and each soul living, each that crept with plutoniously the waters generated by their kinds. And every bird of wing after his kind, and saw that it was good, and blessed them, saying, be fruitful, multiply, and in the seas and lakes and running streams the waters fill. And let the fowl be multiplied on the earth. Forthwith the sounds and seas, each creek and bay with fry innumerable swarm, and shoals of fish, that with their fins and shining scales glide under the green wave, and skulls that oft bank the mid-sea, part single with mate, graze the seaweed, their pasture, and through groves of coral stray, or, sporting with quick lance, show to the sun their waved coats dropping with gold, or in their pearly shells at ease attend moist nutrient. We talk a lot about attending moist things. Or under rocks their food and jointed armor watch, or smooth the seal, and bended dolphin play, part huge of bulk, wallowing unwieldy. Oh, that's not cool. Don't call them that. Bulk, wallowing unwieldy, enormous in their gait. Tempest the ocean. There the Leviathan, hugest of living creatures, on the deep stretched like a promontory, sleeps or swims, and seems a moving land, and at his gills draw in, and at his trunk spouts out to sea. Meanwhile, the tepid caves and fens and shores their brood of numerous hatch, and the egg that soon bursting with kindly rapture, forth disclose their callow young. But feathered soon and fledged, they summered their pens, and soaring the air sublime with clang despised to the ground, under a cloud in prospect. There the eagle and the stork on cliffs and cedar tops their eyries build. Part loosely wing the region, part more wise and common, ranged in figure, wedge their way, intelligent of seasons, and set forth their airy caravan, high over seas flying, and over lands with mutual wing easing their flight. So steers the prudent crane her annual voyage, borne on winds. The air floats as they pass, fanned with unnumbered plumes. From branch to branch, the smaller birds with song solaced the winds, solaced the woods, and spread their painted wings till even. Nor then the solemn nightingale ceased warbling, but all night turned her soft lays. Others on silver lakes and rivers bathed their downy breast, the swan with arched neck between her white wings mantling proudly, rose her state with oary feet. Yet oft they quit the dank, and, rising on stiff pennons, tower on the mid-aerial sky. Others on ground walked firm, the crested cock, whose clarion sounds the silent hours, and the other whose gay train adorns him, colored with the florid hue of rainbows and starry eyes. The waters thus with fish replenished, and the air with fowl, evening and morn solemnized the 5th day. The 6th end of creation last arose with evening harps and matin, when God said, let the earth bring forth soul living in her kind, cattle and creeping things and beasts of the earth, each in their kind. The earth obeyed, and straight, opening her fertile womb, teemed at a birth innumerable living creatures, perfect forms, limbed and full grown. Out of the ground uprose, as from his lair, the wild beast, where he wanders in the wild forest, in thicket, brake, or den. Among the trees in pairs they rose, they walked the cattle in the fields and meadows green, those rare and solitary, these in flocks pasturing at once in broad herds upsprung. The grassy clods now calved, now half appeared the tawny lion, pawing to get free his hinder parts, then springs as broke from bonds, and rampant shakes his bridled mane. The ounce, the leopard, and the tiger, as the mole rising the crumbled earth above them, threw in hillocks. The swift stag from underground bore up his branched head, scarce from his mold. Behemoth, biggest born of earth, upheaved his vastness, fleeced the flocks in bleeding rows. It's cool. It's not like they had discovered the theory of evolution. As plants ambiguous between sea and land, the river horse and scaly crocodile at once came forth whatever creeps the ground, insect or worm. Those waved their limber fans for wings and smallest lineaments exact, and all the liveries decked of summer's pride with spots of gold and purple, azure and green. These as a line their long dimensions drew, streaking the ground with sinuous trace, not all minimisms of nature, some of serpent kind, wondrous in length and corpulence, involved their snaky folds and added wings. First crept the parsimous emmet, provident of future, in small room, large heart enclosed pattern of just equality, perhaps hereafter joined in her popular tribes a commonality. Swarming next appeared the female bee that feeds her husband drone deliciously, and builds her waxen cells with honey stored. The rest are numberless, and thou their natures knowest, and gavest them names needless to thee repeated, nor unknown the serpent, subtlest beast of all the field, of huge extent sometimes, with brazen eyes and hairy mane terrific, though to thee not noxious, but obedient at thy call. Now heaven in all her glory shone, and rolled her motions as the great first mover's hand first wheeled their course. Earth in her rich attire, consummate lovely, smiled. Air, water, earth, by fowl, fish, beast was flown, was swam, was walked frequent. And of the sixth day yet remained. There wanted yet the masterwork, the end of all yet done, a creature who, not prone and brute as other creatures, but endued with the sanctity of reason, might erect his stature, and upright, with front serene, govern the rest, self-knowing, and from thence magnanimous, to correspond with heaven, but grateful to acknowledge whence his good descends thither with heart and voice and eyes directed in devotion to adore and worship God supreme, who made him chief of all his works. Therefore, the omnipotent eternal Father, for where is not he present, thus to his Son audibly spake, "Let us now make man in our image, man in our similitude, and let them rule," as I try to flip the page to continue talking to my son, "and let them rule over the fish and the fowl of sea and air, beast of the field, and over all the earth, and every creeping thing that creeps on the ground." This said, he formed thee, Adam, over thee, O man, dust of the ground, and in thy nostrils breathed the breath of life, not creepy. In his own image he created thee. In the image of God express, and thou becamest a living soul. Male he created thee, but thy consort female for race, then blessed mankind, and said, "Be fruitful, multiply, and fill the earth, subdue it, and throughout dominion hold over fish of the sea, and fowl of the air, and every living thing that moves on the earth. Wherever thus created, for no place is yet distinct by name. Thence, and thou knowest, he brought thee into the delicious grove, this garden, planted with trees of God, delectable both to behold and taste." Oh my god, it's just like totally going to like all you can drink mimosas on Sunday. The garden planted with the trees of God, delectable both to behold and taste, and freely all their pleasant fruit for food gave thee. All sorts are here that all the earth yields, variety without end. But of the tree which tasted works knowledge of good and evil, thou mayest not. In the day thou eatest, thou diest. Death is the penalty imposed. Beware and govern well thy appetite, lest sin surprise thee, and her black attendant, death. Here finished he, and all that he had made, viewed, and behold was entirely good. So even and morn accomplished the 6th day. Yet not till the Creator from his work, desisting though unwearied, returned up to heaven of heavens, his high abode, which is kind of like going down to like, the east side of LA. Anyway, thence to behold the new created world, the addition of his empire, how it showed in prospect from his throne, how good, how fair, answering his great idea. Up he rode, followed with acclamation and the sounds symphonious of 10,000 harps that tuned angelic harmonies. The earth, the air resounded, thou rememberest, for thou heardest. The heavens and all the constellations rung, the planets in their stations listening stood, while the bright pomp ascended jubilant. Open, ye everlasting gates, they sung, open, ye heavens, your living doors. Let in the great Creator from his work returned, magnificent, his 6 days' work a world. Open and henceforth oft, for God will deign to visit oft the dwellings of just men delighted, and with frequent intercourse thither will send his winged messengers on errands of supernal grace. So God created the earth in 6 days, but a fucking recruiter can't get back to me in under 6? Like, what the fuck? Good night, May. Anyway. So sung the glorious train ascending. He through heaven that opened wide her blazing portals led to God's eternal house direct the way. A broad and ample road whose dust is gold and pavement stars as stars to thee appear. Seen in the galaxy, that Milky Way which nightly is a circled zone thou seest powdered with stars. And now on earth the next evening arose in Eden, for the sun was set and twilight from the east came on, forerunning night, when at the holy mount of heaven, high seated top the imperial throne of Godhead, fixed for ever firm and sure, the filial power arrived, and sat him down with his great father, for he also went invisible, yet stayed. Ah, such privilege hath omnipresence! And the work ordained, author and end of all things, and from work now resting, blessed and hallowed the 7th day. As resting on that day from all his work, but not in silence wholly kept, the harp had work and rested not, the solemn pipe, the dulcimer, all organs of sweet stop, all sounds on fret by string or golden wire, temper soft tunings intermixed with voice choral or unison, of incense clouds fuming from golden censers hid the mount. Creation in the 6 days' acts they sung. Great are thy works, Jehovah, infinite thy power. What thought can measure thee, or tongue relate thee greater now in thy return than from the giants' angels? Thee that day thy thunders magnified, but to create, and greater than created to destroy. Who can impair thee, mighty king, or bound thy empire? Easily the proud attempt of spirits apostate, and their counsels vain thou hast repelled, while imperilously they thought thee to diminish, and from thee withdraw the numbers of thy worshippers. Who seeks to lessen thee against the purpose serves to manifest the more thy might. His evil thou unset, and from thence createst more good. Witness this new-made world, another heaven from heaven's gate not far, founded in view on the clear Hyaline, the glassy sea, of aptitude most immense, with stars numerous, and every star perhaps a world of destined habitation. But thou knowest their seasons. Among these the seat of men, earth with her nether ocean circumferenced, their pleasant dwelling place. Thrice happy men and sons of men whom God hath thus advanced, created in his image there to dwell and worship him, and in reward to rule over his works on earth and sea or air, and multiply a race of worshippers, holy and thus. Thrice happy, if they know their happiness, and persevere upright. So sung they, and the Emprians sung with hallelujahs. Thus was Sabbath kept. And thy request think now fulfilled, that asked how first this world and face of things began, and what before thy memory was done from the beginning, that posterity informed by thee might know, if else thou seekest aught not surpassing human measure, say. And that is the end of book 7. It only took me an hour to get through. Mama, did you seriously write Genova instead of Jehovah? Really? This is my quick break time. And I don't think anyone's on YouTube, by the way. Nope, it's just me on YouTube. It's cool. What am I? Thank you, Ditch. I was not making a Final Fantasy. Jehovah. You have seen Indiana Jones, my friend. You know Jehovah. So, bitches, that was how the world was created. Heather, thus Heather. Oh, we get into the double entendre chapter. Alright. Just gonna take a moment. No, Jehovah, I'm sleepy. Don't, mother. Don't. Don't blame it on sleepiness. Here, let's have a little lava lamp action. This will help. Yes, we do, Neko. Fucking Heather. There's something about reading this as like a Mean Valley girl that just kind of makes it really fun. I don't know why. Oh my god. So now, book 8 is interesting because essentially Adam's gonna be like, hey, cool. So now we've spent like the past 3 books of like me asking questions about how things work, or how things came to be so that, you know, I can praise God better. And now Adam's gonna ask the bad question of, I would like to know how something works. And Raphael's gonna be like, bitch, focus on your duty, don't ask. Knowledge is not for you. But we're gonna put the tree of knowledge because I am a god who can make fucking anything. Like, look, I made your awesome planet in 6 fucking days, and you know what? Instead of like the whole, I'm gonna put this tree of knowledge that will kill you immediately if you take a goddamn bite out of it. Like, you can eat anything but this one fucking tree. Instead of putting it anywhere else in the godforsaken universe, I'm gonna put it right here. Just to taunt you. It's fun. I convey so much through my tone and Stacy's voice. It's funny, Shadow, because I think of Stacy as very flat. Like, I have to purposely modulate her down. And it's like really hard. This seems like a reality show, bitch. Which part, Key? God's a Valley Girl. I can totally like. Now God's it's like Stacy in Mean Girl mode. Like, oh my god, like, oh myself, like, holy crap. Can you, like, Raphael, go down there and just have a conversation with those fucking humans and just be like, bitch, look, I put a tree here. Don't touch my fucking tree. It's my favorite tree. I want you to admire my tree like you would admire my ass. And think of it like a bakery that you can't fucking eat, touch, look at, or enjoy. Because this bakery is mine, bitch. And it's just here to remind you that I will crush you if you ever touch me. This is her enunciation. Maybe you've hung out around too many Valley Girls, Shadow. Maybe I just slur. Who knows? Okay, I'm Hoji Chad up. Henry has hopped off the couch. We're gonna read the opening argument as Stacy. Oh no! Ditch your existential chamomile, which was a perfect order right now. And let's see here, book 8, I don't think I mentioned it. Book 8 is just slightly over 650 lines. And we will be discussing the creation of Eve, of which I will have some thoughts on probably halfway through. So if you're following along at home, you'll want to look up the engraving, The Creation of Eve. We haven't gotten to her official temptation yet. But don't worry, bitches. We're gonna get tempting. Alright. Oh wait, do you guys want the opening sort of summary read by Cherub Satan or by Stacy? We did Cherub Satan last time. I might Cherub Satan that. Hang on. I want some cozy cooking. Stacy's got it in the back. Okay. All right, here we go. Book 8. The Argument. Adam inquires concerning celestial motions, is doubtfully answered, and exhorted to search rather things more worthy of knowledge. Damn, you sound like the fucking American education system. Adam assents and, still desirous to detain Raphael, relates to him what he remembered since his own creation, his placing in paradise, his talk with God concerning solitude and fit society, his first meeting and nuptials with Eve, his discourse with the angel thereupon, who, after admonitions repeated, departs. Ooh. Adam's getting it on. And he's telling an angel about it, and I don't know how I feel. Alright. The angel ended, and in Adam's ear so charming left his voice, and he a while thought him still speaking, still stood fixed to hear. Then, as new waked, thus gratefully replied, what thanks sufficient and what recompense equal have I to render thee, divine historian, who thus largely hast allayed the thirst I had of knowledge, and vouchsafed this friendly condescension to relate things else by me unsearchable, now heard with wonder but delight, and is due with glory attributed to high Creator. Something yet of doubt remains, which only thy solution can resolve. When I behold this goodly frame, this world of heaven and earth consisting, and compute their magnitudes, this earth a spot, a grain, an atom, with the firmament compared to all her numbered stars that seem to roll spaces incomprehensible, for such their distance argues in their swift return diurnal, merely to officiate light round this opacious earth, this punctual spot, one day and night, and all their vast survey useless besides. Reasoning, I oft admire how nature, wise and frugal, could commit such disproportions, with superfluous hand so many nobler bodies to create,
greater so manifold, to this one use for aught appears on this orb's impose such restless revolution, day by day repeated, while the sedentary earth that better might with far less compass move, served by more noble than herself, attains her end without least motion, and receives as tribute such a sumless journey brought of incorporeal speed, her warmth and light, speed to describe whose swiftness number fails. So spake our sire, and about his countenance seemed entering on studious thought abstruse, which Eve perceiving, where she sat retired in sight, with lowliest majestic from her seat, and grace that one who saw to wish her stay, rose and went forth among her fruits and flowers, to visit how they prospered bud and bloom, her nursery. They at her coming sprung, and touched by her fair tendance gladlier grew. Yet went she not, as not with such discourse delighted, or not capable her ear of what was high. Such pleasures she reserved Adam relating, the sole auditress. Her husband, the relator, she preferred before the angel, and of him to ask chose rather. He, she knew, would intermix grateful digressions, and solve high dispute with conjugal caress. From his lip, not words alone, pleased her. Oh, when meet now such pairs in love and mutual honor joined, with goddess-like demeanor forth she went, not unattended, for on her as queen a pomp of winning graces waited still. And from about her shot darts of desire into all eyes, to wish her still in sight. And Raphael now to Adam's doubt proposed, benevolent, and facile thus replied: To ask or search, I blame thee not, for heaven as the book of God before thee set, wherein to read his wondrous works, and learn his seasons, hours, or days, or months, or years. This to attain whether heaven move or earth imports not, if thou reckon right. The rest from man or angel the great architect did wisely to conceal, and not divulge his secrets to be scanned by them who ought rather admire. Or if they list to try conjecture, he his fabric of the heavens hath left to their disputes, perhaps to move his laughter at their quaint opinions wide hereafter, when they come to model heaven and calculate the stars, how they will wield the mighty frame, how build, unbuild, contrive to save appearances, how gird the sphere with centric and eccentric, scribbled over cycle and epicycle, orb and orb. Already by thy reasoning this I guess, who art to lead thy offspring, and supposed the bodies bright and greater should not serve the less not bright, nor heaven such journeys run, earth sitting still, when she alone receives the benefit. Consider first, that great or bright infers not excellence. The earth, though, in comparison of heaven, so small, nor glistening, may of solid good contain more plenty than the sun that barren shines, whose virtue on itself works no effect, but in the fruitful earth there first received his beams, unactive else their vigor find. Yet not to earth those bright luminaries officious, but to the earth's habitant. And for heaven's wide circuit, let it speak the Maker's high magnificence, who built so spacious, and his line stretched out so far, that man may know he dwells not in his own, an edifice too large for him to fill, lodged in a small partition, and the rest ordained for uses to his Lord best known, the swiftness of those circles attribute, though numberless, to his omnipotence, that to corporeal substances could add speed almost spiritual. Me thou thinkest not slow, who since the morning hour set out from heaven where God resides, and ere midday arrived and eaten. Distance inexpressible by numbers that have name. But this I urge, emitting motion in the heavens to show invalid that which thee to doubt it moved, nor that I so affirm, though so it seems to thee who hast thy dwelling here on earth, God, to remove his ways from human sense, placed heaven from earth so far that earthly sight, if I presume, might err in things too high, and no advantage gain. What if the sun be center of the world, and other stars, by his attractive virtue in their own incited, dance about him various rounds, their wandering course now high, now low, then hid, progressive, retrograde, or standing still, and six thou seest. And what if seventh, to these the planet Earth, so steadfast though she seem, insensibly three different notions move? Which else to several spheres thou must ascribe, moved contrary by thwart obliquities, or save the sun his labor in that swift nocturnal and diurnal realm suppose, invisible else above all stars, the wheel of day and night, which needs not thy belief if earth industrious of herself fetch day travelling east, and with her part averse from the sun's beam meet night, her other part still luminous by his ray. What if that light, sent from her through the wide transpicious air to the terrestrial moon, be as a star, enlightening her by day and she by night this earth? Reciprocal, if land be there, fields and inhabitants. Her spots thou seest as clouds, and clouds may rain, and rain produce fruits in her softened soil, for some to eat allotted there, and others sun perhaps with their attendant moons thou willst descry, communicating male and female light, which two great sexes animate the world, stored in each orb perhaps with some that live, for such vast room in nature unpossessed by living soul, desert and desolate, only to shine, yet scarce to contribute each orb a glimpse of light conveyed so far down to this habitat, which returns light back to them, is obvious to dispute. But whether thus these things, or whether not, whether the sun predominant in heaven rise on the earth, and or earth rise on the sun, he from the east his flaming road begin, or she from the west her silent course advance, with inoffensive pace that spinning sleeps on her soft axle, while she paces even and bears thee soft with the smooth air along, solicit not thy thoughts with matters hid, leave them to God above. Him serve and fear. Of other creatures as him pleases best. Wherever placed, let him dispose. Joy thou and what he gives to thee, this paradise and thy fair Eve. Heaven is for thee too high to know what passes there. Be lowly wise. Think only what concerns thee and thy being. Dream not of other worlds, what creatures there live, and what state, condition, or degree, contented that thus far hath been revealed, not of earth only, but of highest heaven. Ooh, Raph telling him to shut the fuck up. To whom thus Adam, cleared of doubt, replied, How fully hast thou satisfied me, pure intelligence of heaven, angel serene. Bitch, I'm sorry I asked above my station. Ha ha. And freed from intricacies, taught to live the easiest way, nor perplexing thoughts to interrupt the sweet of life, from which God hath bid dwell far off all anxious cares, and not molest us, unless ourselves seek with them wandering thoughts and notions vain. How dare I have a thought or desire to learn more beyond myself, and I'm just should be content with what I've been given, and I will praise and fear him. Oh, fuck me. But apt the mind or fancy is to rove unchecked, and of her roving is no end, till warned or by experience taught, she learned. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, Ditch. You're unhinged udon. She learned that not from to know at large of things remote from use obscure and subtle, but to know that which before us lies in daily life is the prime wisdom. What is more is fume or emptiness or fond impertinence, and renders us in things the most concerned and practiced, unprepared, and still to seek. Therefore, from this high pitch let us descend a lower flight, and speak of things at hand useful, whence happily mention may arise of something not unseasonable to ask, but sufferance in thou wanton favour deigned. Thee I have heard relating what was done ere my remembrance. Now hear me relate my story, which perhaps thou hast not heard, and day as yet not spent, till thou seest how subtly to detain thee I devise, inviting thee to hear while I relate fond, were it not in hope of thy reply. For while I sit with thee, I seem in heaven, and sweeter thy discourse is to my ear than fruits of palm tree, pleasantest to thirst and hunger both from labor. At the hour of sweet repast, they satiate and soon fill, though pleasant, but thy words with grace divine imbued bring to the sweetness no satiety. To whom thus Raphael answered, heavenly meek, nor are thy lips ungraceful, sire of men, nor tongue ineloquent, for God on thee abundantly his gifts hath also poured inward and outward both, his image fair. Speaking or mute, all comeliness and grace attends thee, and each word, each motion forms. No less think we in heaven of thee on earth than of our fellow servant, and inquire gladly into the ways of God with man. For God, we see, hath honored thee, and set on man his equal love. Say, therefore, on, for I that day was absent, as befell, bound on a voyage uncouth and obscure, far on excursion toward the gates of hell, squared in full legion, such command we had, to see that none thence issued forth a spy or enemy, while God was in his work, lest he, incensed at the eruption bold, destruction with creation might have mixed. Not that they durst without his leave attempt, but us he sends upon his high behests for state, his sovereign king, and to inure our prompt obedience. Fast we found, fast shut the dismal gates, and barricaded strong, but long ere our approaching, heard with a noise other than the sound of dance or song, torment, and loud lament, and furious rage. Glad we returned up the coasts of lighter Sabbath evening, so we had in charge. But thy relation now, for I attend, pleased with thy words, no less than thou with mine. So spake the godlike power, and thus our sire. For man to tell how human life began is hard, for who himself beginning knew. Desire with thee still long to converse induced me. Thanks for the follow, Hedgehog. Actually, everyone take a quick break before Adam is like, hey bitches, learn about me and my bitches. Drinks for everyone. Thank you, Frost. Hydrating. I am hydrated, y'all. I promise. I'm trying to find a good Stacy part, which I think I'm saving for Eve. I feel like Eve would be a good Stacy. Alright. Let's see how Adam feels about his own creation, shall we? How much praising do we think he's gonna do? I feel like I should do a poll. How many lines of fucking praise am I gonna have to read? All right. As new waked from sound asleep, soft on the flowery herb, I found me laid in balmy sweat. Ooh, shit. Adam getting hot. Which with his beams the sun soon dried, and on reeking moisture fed. Straight toward heaven my wondering eyes I turned, and gazed awhile the ample sky, till raised by quick instinctive motion up I sprang, and thitherward endeavoring, and upright stood on my feet. About me round I saw hill, dale, and shady woods, and sunny plains, and liquid laps of murmuring streams. By these creatures that lived and moved and walked or flew, birds on the branches warbling, of all things smiled with fragrance, and with joy my heart overflowed. Myself I then pursued, and limb by limb surveyed, and sometimes went and sometimes ran, with supple joints or lively vigor led. But who I was, or where, or from what cause knew not. To speak I tried, and forthwith spake, my tongue obeyed, and readily could name whatever I saw. Thou sun, said I, fair light, and thou enlightened earth, so fresh and gay, ye hills and dales, ye rivers, woods and plains, and ye that live and move, fair creatures, tell if ye saw, how came I thus, how here? Not of myself, by some great maker then, in goodness and in power preeminent. Tell me, how may I know him, how adore, from whom I have that thus I move and live, and feel that I am happier than I know. While thus I called, and strayed I knew not whither, from where I first drew air, and first beheld this happy light, when answer none returned. On a green, shady bank, profuse of flowers, pensive I sat me down. There gentle sleep first found me, and with soft opposition seized my drowsed sense. Untroubled though I thought I then was passing to my former state, insensible and forthwith to dissolve, when suddenly stood at my head a dream, whose inward apparition gently moved my fancy to believe I yet had being, and lived. One came, methought, a shape divine, and said, okay, this is a good Stacy is God moment. Thy mansion wants thee, Adam. Rise, first man of men innumerable, ordained first father. Called by thee, I come thy guide to the garden of bliss, thy seated prepared. So sang. So sang, by the hand he took me raised. Actually, I think that's Gabriel, but... So sang, by the hand he took me raised, and over fields and waters, as an air smooth sliding without step, last led me up a woody mountain, whose high top was plain, a circuit wide enclosed, with goodliest trees planted, with walks and bowers. And what I saw of earth before scarce pleasant seemed, each tree loaded with fairest fruit that hung to the eye tempting, stirred in me sudden appetite to pluck and eat. Whereat I waked and found before mine eyes all real as the dream had lived shadow. Here had new begun my wandering. Had not he who was my guide up hither from among the trees appeared, presence divine. Rejoicing, but with awe and adoration at his feet I fell submissive. He reared me, and whom thou soughtest I am, said mildly, author of all this thou seest above and round about thee or beneath. Oh, here, sorry, it's God, I should Stacy it. This paradise I give thee, count in thine to till, and keep of the fruit to eat. Of every tree that in the garden grows, eat freely with glad heart, fear here no death. But of the tree whose operation brings knowledge of good and ill, which I have set the pledge of thy obedience and thy faith among the garden by the tree of life, remember what I warn thee. Shun to taste, and shun the bitter consequence, for know that the day thou eatest thereof, my sole command transgressed, inevitably thou shalt die. From that day, mortal, and this happy state shalt lose, expelled from hence into a world of woe and sorrow, bitch. Sternly he pronounced the rigid interdation, which resounds yet dreadful in mine ear, though in my choice not to incur, but soon his clear aspect returned, and gracious purpose thus renewed. Not only these fair bounds, but all the earth to thee and thy race I give, as lords possess it in all things that therein live, or live in sea, or air, beast, fish, and fowl. In sign whereof each bird and beast behold after their kinds, I bring them to receive from thee their names, and pray thee fealty with low subjection. Understand the same if fish were in their watery residence not hither summoned, since they cannot change their element to draw the thinner air. And thus he spake. Each bird and beast behold approaching two and two, these cowering low with blandishment. Each bird stooped on his wing. I named them, and they passed and understood their nature. And with such knowledge God endued my sudden apprehension. But in these I found not what methought I wanted still, and to heavenly vision thus presumed. Oh, by what name, for thou above all these, above mankind, or aught than mankind, surpassed far my naming, how may I adore thee, author of this universe, and all this good to man, for whom's well-being so amply, with hands so liberal, thou hast provided all things. But with me I see not who partakes. In solitude what happiness? Who can enjoy alone, or all enjoying, what contentment find? Thus I, presumptuous, and the vision bright, and with a smile more brightened thus replied. What callest thou solitude? Is not the earth with various living creatures and the air replenished, and all these at thy command to come and play before thee? Knowest thou not their language and their ways? They who know and reason not contemptibly, with these find pastime and bear rule. Thy realm is large. So spake the universal Lord, and seemed so ordering, I with leave of speech implored, and humble deprecation thus replied. God, I'm lonely. I need someone to bork, said Adam. And God said, well, you're gonna be fine, bitch. Don't you have enough playthings? Adam's like, I don't want a sibling. I want a bork. Yeah, boink, boink. Sorry. Let not my words offend thee, heavenly power, my maker, Sorry. Hast thou not made me here thy substitute, and these inferior far beneath me set? Among unequals, what society can sort, what harmony or true delight, which must be mutual, in proportion due to given and received, but in disparity, the one intense, the other shall still remiss, cannot well suit with either, but soon prove tedious alike. A fellowship I speak. No, you're speaking with your dick, Adam. A fellowship I speak, such as I seek, fit to participate all rational delight, wherein the brute cannot be human consort, they rejoice, each with their kind, lion with lioness. So fitly them in pairs thou hast combined, much less can bird with beast, or fish with fowl, so well converse, nor with the ox the ape, worse than can man with beast, and least of all. Stacy from marketing will take this one. Whereto the Almighty answered, not displeased. A nice unsubtle happiness I see thou to thyself proposest in the choice of thy associates, Adam, and wilt taste no pleasure, though in pleasure solidarity. What thinkest thou, then, of me and this my state? Seem I to thee sufficiently possessed of happiness, or not? Who am alone for all eternity, for none I know second to me, or like, equal, much less. How have I, then, with whom to hold converse, save with the creatures which I made, and those to me inferior, infinite descendants beneath what other creatures are to thee? Damn. God's a dick. He ceased. I lowly answered, to attain the height and depth of thy eternal ways, all human thoughts come short. Supreme of things, thou in thyest art perfect, and in thee no difference found. Not so is man, but in degree the cause of his desire by conversation with his like, to help or solace his defects. No need that thou shouldest propagate, already infinite, and thou all numbers absolute, though one. But man by number is to manifest his simple imperfection and beget like of his like, his image multiplied. In unity, defective, which requires collateral love, and dearest amity. Thou in thy secrecy, although alone, best with thyself accompanied, seekest not social communication, yet so pleased, canst raise thy creature to what height thou wilt of union or communion defied. I, by conversing, cannot these erect from prone, nor in the ways complacence find. Thus I emboldened spake, and freedom used permissive, and acceptance found, which gained this answer from the gracious voice divine. Thus far to try thee, Adam, I was pleased, and find thee knowing not of beasts alone, which thou hast rightly named, but of thyself, expressing well the spirit within thee free, my image not imparted to the brute, whose fellowship therefore unmeet for thee. Good reason was thou freely shouldest dislike, and be so minded still. I ere thou spakest knew it not good for man to be alone, and no such company as then thou sawest intended thee, for trial only brought, to see how thou couldst judge it a fit and meet. What next I bring shall please thee. Oh, damn, be assured, thy likeness, thy fit help, thy other self, they wish exactly to thy heart's desire. God damn, that's fucked up. God's like, hey, I had a feeling you might be, air quotes, lonely. So I got something I made specially for you that will be exactly to your heart's desire. God-mandated girlfriend. He ended, or I heard no more, for now my earthly by his heavenly overpowered, which it had long stood under, strained to the height in the celestial colloquy sublime, as with an object that excels the sense, dazzled and spent, sunk down and sought repair of sleep, which instantly fell on me. Yet consent with consent. I'll get to this point in a moment. Hang on. Let's get through the creation of Eve, and then Nikki will get on her soapbox, maybe with Stacy. Which instantly fell on me, called by nature as an aid, and closed my eyes. Mine eyes he closed, but open left the cell of fancy, my internal sight, by which abstract as in a trace methought I saw through sleeping where I lay, and saw the shape still glorious before whom awake I stood, who stooping opened my left side, and took from thence a rib, with cordial spirits warm. This is the part, friends, where you may look up the creation of Eve. If you're following along on the etchings. And life-blood streaming fresh, wide was the wound, but suddenly with flesh filled up and healed. The rib he formed and fashioned with his hands. Under his forming hands a creature grew, manlike, but different sex, so lovely fair, that what seemed fair in all the world seemed now mean, or in her summed up, in her contained with her looks, which from the time infused sweetness into my heart unfelt before, and into all things from her air inspired the spirit of love and amorous delight. She disappeared and left me dark. I waked to find her, or forever to deplore her loss, and other pleasures all abjure. What out of hope behold her not far off, such as I saw her in my dream, adorned with what all earth and heaven could bestow to make her amiable. On she came, led by her heavenly maker, though unseen and guided by his voice, nor uninformed of nuptial sanctity and marriage rites. Grace was in all her steps, heaven in her eye, in every gesture dignity and love. I, overjoyed, could not forbear aloud. This turn hath made amends, thou hast fulfilled thy words, Creator, bounteous and benign, giver of all things fair, but fairest this of all thy gifts, nor envious. Oh, I feel disgusting. I now see bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh. We come from the same source. Myself before me. Woman is her name, of man extracted. For this cause he shall forego father and mother, to his wife adhere, and they shall be one flesh, one heart, one soul. She heard me thus, and through divinely brought, yet innocence and virgin modesty, her virtue and the conscience of her worth, that would be wooed and not unsought be won, not obvious, not obtrusive, but retired, the more desirable, or to say all, nature herself, though pure of sinful thought, wrought in her so, that seeing me she turned. I followed her. She what was honor knew, and with obsequence majesty approved my pleaded reason. To the nuptial bower I led her, blushing like the morn. I have known this woman for 1 minute, and we're going to bed to boink. Okay. All heaven and happy constellations on that hour shed their selectest influence. The earth gave sign of gratulation, and each hill, joyous the birds, fresh gales and gentle airs whispered it to the woods, and from their wings flung odors from the spicy shrub, disporting till the amorous bird of night sung spousal, and bid haste the evening star on his hilltop to light the bridal lamp. Bow chicka bow bow. This is wrong. Thus have I told thee all my state, and brought my story to the sum of earthly bliss, which I enjoy, and must confess to find in all things else delight indeed, by such as, used or not, works in the mind no change nor vehement desire. These delicacies I mean of taste, sight, smell, herbs, fruits, and flowers, walks, and the melody of birds. But here far otherwise transported I behold, transported touch. Here passion first I felt, commotion strange, and all enjoyments else superior and unmoved. Here only weak against the charm of beauty's powerful glance, of nature failed in me, of left some part not proof enough such object to sustain, or from my side subducting, took perhaps more than enough, at least on her bestowed too much of ornament, an outward show elaborate, of inward less exact. For well I understand in the prime end of nature her the inferior, in the mind and inward faculties which most excel, and outward also her resembling less his image who made both, and less expressing the character of that dominion given over other creatures. Yet when I approach her loveliness, so absolute she seems. She seems dumber than me, but she's hot. It's exactly what those past 15 lines were. What the fuck? Okay, I'm good. I just gotta make it through the next 200 lines. It'll be fine. Or 100 lines. We got this, guys. We got this. We can do it. Okay. So absolute she seems, and in herself complete, so well to know her own. Oh, but she's confident, y'all. She's fucking confident in herself. And what she wills to do or say seems wisest, virtuous, discreetest, best. All higher knowledge in her presence falls degraded. Wisdom in discourse with her loses discountenance, and like folly shows. Authority and reason on her weight, and one intended first, not after made. Hey, sire, occasionally and to consummate all, Greatness of mind and noblest their seat build in her loveliest, and create an awe about her as a guard angelic placed. To whom the angel with contracted brow: accuse not nature, she hath done her part. Do thou but thine, but be not diffident of wisdom. She deserts thee not, if thou dismiss not her, but thou needest her nigh, by attributing overmuch to things less excellent, as thou thyest perceivest. Yeah, bitch, you tell him, Raph. For what admirest thou, what transports thee so? An outside? Fair, no doubt, and worthy well thy cherishing, thy honouring, and thy love, not thy subjection. Weigh with her thyself, then value. Oft time nothing profits more than self-esteem, grounded on just and right well managed. Of that skill the more thou knowest, the more she will acknowledge thee her head, and to realities yield all her shows, made to adorn for thy delight. Oh God, ugh, the more so awful that with honour thou mayest love thy mate, and seize what thou art seen least wise. But if the sense of touch whereby mankind is propagated seems such dear delight beyond all other, think the same vouchsafe to cattle and each beast, which would not be to them made common and divulged, if aught therein enjoyed were worthy to subdue the soul of man, or passion in him move. What higher in her society thou findest attractive, human, rational, love still. Of loving thou dost well, in passion not, wherein true love consists not. Love refines the thoughts, and heart enlarges, hath his seat in reason, and is judicious. Is the scale by which to heavenly love thouest may ascend, not sunk in carnal pleasure, for which cause among the beasts no mate for thee was found. There have been so many words, yet nothing. Ditch, what do you mean? Come on, it's an epic poem. Basically, Raphael just looked at him and went, bro, dude, like, if you just want to boink her because she's pretty and say bad things about her, you're on the same level of the beasts we created. Not cool, bro. Not cool. I hope you all enjoy my translations of, like, 50 lines of poetry. Okay. To whom, thus half abashed, Adam replied, neither her outside form so fair, not aught in procreation common to all kinds, though higher of the genial bed by far with the mysterious reverence I deem. So much delights me, so those graceful acts, those thousands decencies that daily flow from all her words and actions, mixed with love and sweet compliance, which declare unfeigned union of mind, or in us both one soul, harmony to behold in a wedded pair, more grateful than harmonious sound to the ear. Yet these subject not, I to thee disclose what inward thence I feel, not therefore foiled, who meet with various objects from the sense variously representing, yet still free, approve the best and follow what I approve. To love thou blamest me not, for love thou sayest leads up to heaven, is both the way and guide. Bear with me then, if lawful, what I ask. Love not the heavenly spirits, and how their love express they by looks only, or do they mix iridescence, virtue, and or immediate touch? To whom the angel, with a smile that glowed celestial rosy red, love's proper hue, answered. God, I'm so happy this is like the last 20 lines. Fuck. Whew. Let it suffice thee that thou knowest us happy, and without love no happiness. Whatever pure in thy body enjoyest, and pure thou wert created, we enjoy in eminence, and obstacle find none of membrane, joint, or limb, exclusive bars. Easier than air with air, if spirits embrace, total they mix, union of pure with pure desiring, nor restrained conveyance need, as flesh to mix with flesh, or soul with soul. But I can now no more. The parting sun beyond the earth's green cape and verdant isles Hesperian sets my signal to depart. Be strong, live happy, and love. But first of all, him who love is to obey and keep his great command. Take heed lest passion sway thy judgment to do aught, which else free will would not admit. Thine and all of thy sons the weal or woe in thee is placed. Beware. I in thy perceiving shall rejoice, and all the blessed stand fast. To stand or fall free in thy own abarbarment it lies, perfect within no outward aid require, and all temptation to transgress repel. So saying, he arose, whom with Adam thus followed with benediction. Since to part, go, heavenly guest, ethereal messenger, sent from whose sovereign goodness I adore. Gentle to me and affable hath been thy condescension, and shall be honored ever with grateful memory. Thou to mankind be good and friendly still, and oft returned. So parted they, the angel up to heaven from the thick shade, and Adam to his bower. And thus we have finished book 8. And I'm very excited to get to book 9, because bitches, Satan comes back! Ha ha ha! And Satan Nikki's my favorite. But, pardon me, as I get on my high horse. And oh no, I lost my bookmark. Henry, did you steal it? I guess I will. Meow meow. I will use this thing. Ow. Okay, I'm good. Out my back. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm old. Hi, friends. That was a real disgusting chapter. I know, but the 10 people who are here, Mama, are all subscribed. Okay, fine. I will wait. As we chill. Doot, 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 doot. I'm waiting. I don't know. I do know. I know the 10 people who are in my chat. It's okay. But I will wait. I will. Hang on. Also, Mom, I'm surprised you're still awake. I know, Shadow, we have a new combat girlie. I'm very pleased. I'm so excited to go look at the Discord after this. I am free to rant about the castle. Ditch. I felt so uncomfortable, but I don't think I'm smart enough to know why. I will tell you why you feel uncomfortable, Ditch. Because even though reading epic poetry, and there are, I will fully admit, some words that I actually convert into modern English, which does throw off some of the rhythm. I just want to make it a tiny bit easier for people to understand. And easier for me to read without saying it did every time. Essentially, book 8 is Adam being like, hey, Raph, I don't really want you to leave yet. So I'm going to tell you the story of me remembering how I woke up. And Raph was like, it's cool. And he goes, and Raph's like, sweet, bro, because when God was making Earth, he basically sent the archangels to keep watch of hell so that, you know, nobody knew what he was doing. Great. Love that. And so Adam tells him how he was made, how he woke up, did his job, whatever. And then at a certain point, Adam looks at God and goes, hey, I'm kind of lonely. Like, everybody, all the beasts and everybody have like a homie, but like the lion and the lioness, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. To which God, you know, asks him, do I look lonely, motherfucker? And then Adam gives the speech about like, no, you're the highest of the high, blah, blah, blah. And God goes, just kidding. JK, bro. I totally had a plan to make you a partner. And thus puts Adam to sleep, removes the rib, creates Eve, wakes up and goes, dude, she's fucking hot and I want to boink her. And basically Adam says, within the first hour or first minute of meeting her, goes and literally fucks her in the bower and tells Raphael, hey, so I get that she's lesser than me, but God, she's hot and I really like touching her. And Raphael goes, yeah, if that was the case, buddy, you were on the same level as a carnal beast, and that's not really how this goes. And I was like, yeah, good job, Raph. And then Raph's like, but if, you kind of respect her and think of her thoughts, and she'll be, subservient to you. She will obey you the same way that you obey God, or get fucked if you eat the tree. And that's Raph's theme, get fucked about eating the tree. And that's why you feel yucky. That's why you feel real fucking yucky, buddy. Because it is. It's real yucky. And so at this point, we have entered the discussions of like talking about when the first time we did this. And I was speaking about the themes of Paradise Lost and Milton and all that good stuff. I just realized, no wonder my bitrate is shit. My laptop came unplugged. I'm a tall person. I can reach it. Hang on. There we go. Or I broke it. Oh no, my laptop pulled a mama. Doesn't want to work anymore. No. Please hold for like 3 seconds. Oh, son of a bitch. The whole thing came out of the wall. That's what happened. Anyway, we're just going to deal with it. Hopefully it's not killing the discussion. So anyway, in the beginning, we were talking about Milton, Paradise Lost, and like the themes of the story, which are, this whole concept of agency, free will, what does it mean to actually be free? And at the time it was written, there was the whole aspect of like the monarchy and marriage and idolatry. So like the big thing is like the war in heaven is to criticize the monarchy at the time, and really was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Then there's the moral ambiguity aspect, but truly the whole concept of like marriage and free will. And Milton himself had a lot of opinions of what he thought a marriage was supposed to be. And he was a big fan that like marriage was supposed to be two people in love that helped each other. And this concept is a little bit, how do I put it? He sees marriage is supposed to be like humanist. And this is where Raphael kind of comes in. He's actually chiding Adam in it to be like, hey, buddy, this isn't cool. This is not like how it works. She is not beneath you, but you are both humans. She is not beneath you, but she is also not equal to you, because don't get me wrong, it's still the fucking 1600s. And the other major aspect in the discussion is, the whole concept of free will. I have put this tree here on purpose as a test of your fealty to me, because I'm a fucked up god, and to show how obedient and how loving you are to me. This is a very emotionally abusive relationship of his children to a parent. To show your fealty to me, you will never gain knowledge. It's not even you will never eat from this, you will never gain knowledge, because even at the point where Raphael goes, this is above your pay grade, buddy, just focus on what you are as a human and we'll go from there. One of the interesting things that I love to talk about is the fact that everybody knows Adam and Eve. How many people know of Lilith as she pertains to sort of the relationship to the Bible, Christianity, essentially Jewish? It's mostly Jewish mythology, honestly. Her name only appears in one part of the Bible. It's in the book of Isaiah. And she appeared, though, in Mesopotamian writings and other Jewish writings from 500 AD onwards. So, gentle reminder, this was written in 1600s. Lilith has been mentioned from 500 onward. She is also... she's also depicted in art in the Renaissance time, I believe. Not a lot, but like... what exists. How it happens to... she's also known as like a Lamia, is how her name gets translated often. And one of the reasons I bring it up is it's interesting that at this point in time, when Milton was writing his epic poem, again, he chose a biblical theme, Lilith was not necessarily in... He would have had access to the bishop's Bible. Let me look really quick. Yeah, so Lamia is still mentioned in the book of Isaiah, in Wycliffe's Bible in the 1300s, 1400s, and the bishop's Bible, which is the closest Bible. It would either have been, actually, the bishop's Bible, the Douay Rheims Bible, and the Genevan Bible all would have been available. The King James, when is he writing this? The King James Bible is published in like 1605. Actually, no. So 1605. He was born in 1604. So the King James Bible also contains the reference. The interesting part is that oftentimes Lilith is considered among lore to be, she's the one who came before Eve. She was created at the same time as Adam, as his peer and his equal, versus being Eve. So the legend, quote legend, is that Adam and Lilith are created at the same time. God tells Adam, you're the man, you control everything, blah, 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 nobody eat from the tree. Lilith goes, I'm sorry, fuck this shit, I'm out. I'm not subjective to anyone. You created me as his equal. And they're like, yeah, it doesn't really work like that. So she's like, I'm leaving the fucking garden. Because as you've noticed that people populations, the earth exists outside the garden. And as God tells Adam all the time, hey, buddy, if you fuck up and do this, you will become mortal. You will die. You will be cast out of the garden. So, like, things exist outside of it. So it's thought of as Lilith went, fuck this shit, I'm outie. I don't give a fuck what's outside this garden. It is very much the line of, I would rather rule in hell, or, you know, I'd rather be in hell than rule in heaven, or serve in heaven. That concept from Satan, same vibes. And so I thought it was actually pretty interesting, and I'm not 100% sure how much knowledge of Lilith, Lamia, all of that was really floating around outside of the couple references into those Bibles of the time, because a lot has been formed after that, because there's a couple versions in the Latin and things, and of course it's still very heavily in like Arabic mythology and things like that. One of my favorites is she even appears in Faust, y'all. But it's an interesting concept that I find that I want to ask if, like, Milton, did you know about this? Did you purposely, because at the time, of course, the standing legend is, you know, women came from Adam's rib, and that's how we get Eve. And so he actually follows the creation myth from the book of Genesis fairly closely. He just creates a very fancy, flowery way of talking about it. And let me tell you, day 3 was dirty, y'all. Those were some mountains, and some moist something. I don't know how many times I had to say moist. Stacy didn't help it. It didn't make it easier for me. I didn't know. Guys. I didn't know. But anyway, I thought that was I'm not saying it was a unique choice. I don't know if he had the choice. I don't know if the story or the mythology had been related into, yeah, that was some Song of Songs shit. I should go. I don't know if at the time that theory, the mythology was alongside the Bible, because remember, the Bible was end all be all at this point. But what's going to be really interesting is we're moving on to book 9 of Paradise. Look, it's turning into an English class. This is supposed to put you guys to sleep, and clearly I am not doing well with this. The next part for book 9 is actually the temptation of Eve and the fall of man, and I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I love reading Satan. Satan's my little... Levi. Oh, Levi, you're still awake. I mean, that's good, but I'm sorry. I know you were really tired. Tell your friends to come listen to the crazy girl read fucking Paradise Lost. I didn't think I was going to get to book 8 today, and I'm sorry. I would have had a better dissertation on Lilith for you, because I'm like, girl, I love it. But yeah, Eve, come get your flowers. Stacy, oh my god, and he made fucking Earth, and it was fantastic. But anyway. Also, if you are wondering where everyone gets the theories of Caleb, just to bring it back to lads, because I feel like I must for a moment, are you sensing some of the alignment with Paradise Lost with a couple of characters in this? Like, a lot. I don't want to be like, is Paradise Lost taught as English class? Anyway. I can send and talk about more fun things in the Discord. But I'm on my third wind at this point. Gee whiz, who could it be? Look at this apple. We're from the same source. It is magically delicious and fantastic. But anyway, I am gonna call it on 2 books tonight because Stacy took it out of my throat a little bit, and that sounded okay. I should go. That is not what I meant. Let me just drink my little tea. Sire, Mama, you both are getting bonked. That was wrong. Hang on. I don't have the Jesus on the soundboard. Jesus. It's only on Discord. Which, Sire, you have to give us an update on how goes your fanfic. We need to know in the Discord. Anyway. I don't know if I helped with the sleep tonight. Hopefully I got rid of your Sunday scaries if you're prone to them. Tomorrow Mama will be playing some Discord. We'll play some Dishonored DLC, and then I will hopefully beat the fucking monolith tomorrow night in Expedition. I'm getting close to the top. I'm so close. I know I have a Renoir fight, and I know I have a Paintress fight at the top, and I am terrified. But I'm hoping to get there by like 9:30 p.m. my time, so that I'm not dying. Like, by 11 o'clock, my ability to parry goes out the fucking window. But I have heard, for those of you who like, absolute cinema, the musical interlude is amazing on that. Henry, would you like to come over and talk to your people before we go? Tuesday, Mama's got her Voidside chat. Wednesday, I'll have some battle, as always, with some cozy kitty cards. And all that other good stuff. I'm trying to think of what else. It's an easy peasy night. I mean, we can end it with one of my favorite sounds. Just so that you feel it in your bones. You need some zen, fuckers. Get your zen. And on that beautiful ad break, so that we don't have to watch it, well, I will find us some kitties to raid to. Thank you, everyone, for joining this dramatic reading of Stacy Does Book 8 of Paradise Lost. Bitches. You can send it to me, sire, tonight. Thanks, everybody. Let's see who's... Levi, are you playing anything? Can I raid you, or are you going to bed? Let me see. Who am I following? We're gonna do cozy kitties. Because support your fellow cats. We're gonna do it in a second. Because I'm gonna be that asshole who waits the 40 seconds for my ad to end.
Oh my god, can I raid you? It'd be so cool.
Yeah. We have a small network of creators. I'd raid your apple basket. Oh, mi amor, if you had a butt, I would raid it. But you don't, and I'm sorry. But you have fantastic thighs. So you didn't even have to press the woo button. Free woo. Leave my flat ass out of it. It's great for going behind you in the kitchen. It's fantastic. All right. Boop. 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 Following. Let's go to some kitties.